Welcome to round 2 of our coverage on America's Day at the Races. Post time at Hot Springs, Arkansas for the Purple Martin is just 10 minutes away. First of 2 stakes we'll have. Grade 3 Whitmore, their feature coming up as well. We also have the nightcap from New York. Greg Wolf, New York Racing Association handicapper. Andy Serling, trainer Ray Handel. Trio on the desk as we get set for round 2 of our action here.
Handicapper, trainer. I'm just trying to figure the whole thing out.
He does it all.
We're just wearing many caps, all of us.
We had a little time together without Greg. It was more fun, but we'll let Greg into the fun.
Yeah, we'll appreciate his contributions.
I'm just here for...
Greg does his best work on the app, so this is going to be a golden first few minutes.
All right, you guys can beat up on me until we get on our Fox Sports. We're going to move over to Fox Sports 2 momentarily. But, yeah, looking forward to this Grade 3 Whitmore. Tejano Twist has been a really neat horse. 7-year-old, had a ton of success in Hot Springs. We'll see if he can do it again. He won this race back in 2023. You can play all the action on Naira Bets. Get that $200 new customer sign-up bonus when you punch in that code MATCH200 at sign-up. And bet any track, anywhere, anytime, right there at NairaBets.com. First of 2 stakes coming up out in Hot Springs. Purple Martin, 3-year-old fillies, 6 furlongs, and River Wind. She was very impressive, Andy, first time out.
I agree. You know, it's that age-old question we talk about a little bit, and when we go back and look at the Jimmy Winkfield, it'll come up again. Can these horses that run really well first time out come back and even duplicate the performances, Ray?
Yeah, I agree. It's taking a lot of money. I'm surprised to see Good All at 5-1 off of a 5-2 morning line. It's kind of who I was leaning towards here, but I thought the field in general that that River Wind came out of was a little on the weaker side.
I agree. Is it Good All or Good All? Is it named for Jane Goodall?
Could be. That would have
famous Jane Goodall. I'm interested in You're in Heaven on the outside. Can we show the Dallas Stewart?
I think both the two on the outside are interesting.
If we show the Dallas Stewart feature, then I think that horse is a cinch.
Yeah, whenever we seem to show his feature, including earlier this week, he wins one of the main races on the card. That happened, I believe, on Thursday. We'll start with River Wind here in a moment. 3-year-old filly by Lexonian. She's currently the 4-5 favorite for Norm Cassie. Leading rider at the meet, Ramon Vasquez, will be aboard. Was that the case for you sometimes? Or they just kind of, I mean, obviously horse-by-horse basis, but sometimes you have them really cranked up and just ready to fire their best first time out?
Yeah, and that lets the air out a little bit. They put everything they have into that first race, and also you're going against winners for the first time too, so it's much steeper waters. Even you can have some fluffed up numbers sometimes against lesser competition, and then when you're running against horses that all have won, gets a lot tougher.
Well, it was a pretty dominant debut. Here she is, River Wind.
Yeah, listen, it was a very, very good win. We'll see how much pressure she takes early from the 4 Goodall.
I thought this was a fast figure, wrong shoes last time out. It was in defeat, but it was at Oaklawn against winners.
Yes, solo figure though, and Tiz Sight, who came back to run a kind of flat race herself.
12-1 right now for the John Ortiz barn. We'll see if he can get going. He's had an uncharacteristically slow start to the meet. Front running, 17-1, beat by Our Two Girls.
Good news if you like her. Her odds will probably drift up.
Got that win via DQ, though, last time out. Here's the 4, Good All, Speed, Steve Asmussen, son Eric aboard.
Yeah, shocked to see this price going up from 6-1. I thought the second start was pretty impressive, going fast and carrying it all the way to the wire.
Stablemate with Steve's other son aboard, Keith.
Well, he's cutting back a little bit in distance, though that's not a stat that Steve Asmussen does great with.
Ken McPeak with Our Two Girls, DQ'd out of a win last start.
Yeah, I got the better trip of the horse that got put up that day, I thought, and I thought it deserved to come down.
And then You're in Heaven, Dallas Stewart with Francisco Arrieta.
It's crazy this horse is the same price as the horse inside of her. The horse who got DQ'd against Front Runner, who doesn't exactly have great PPs. Whereas You're in Heaven as a horse maybe could get back to some of those races, build on them, and I love the turn back.
Let's look at the favor. River Wind, so 4-5 in the debut that has her such a short price. And just how dominant she was in this debut.
I agree. Yeah, she was dominant in here and took no prisoners, broke from the rail, so it's nice to see that, although nobody really put any pressure on her. So she's breaking from the rail again today. I wonder if that has some kind of effect, but if she goes out there and goes 21-4, I doubt she'll have a whole lot of company.
I mean, you shouldn't be this easy getting to the front today, right? I mean, you have the 3, you have the 4. I know the 7's cutting back, but that one's shown some speed as well.
Yeah, I think Goodall will definitely be trying her hardest to put the pressure on her.
It's hard to imagine that the 4 isn't going to go. She's pretty quick, and I can't believe that Steve wouldn't want to use her speed. And if nothing else, if it doesn't work for her, it might help Not a Lady's other runner. But I think she has to be forward. But the only question is, what happens if one of these horses off the maiden win, they regress a little bit. Sometimes they don't even have the speed.
Yeah, I thought front running, I thought might be able to sit that kind of trip at big odds in here. She didn't get a great trip, and I thought was going to run down our 2 girls that day. I don't know. Reaching a little bit, trying to get outside these 2 maidens. But like we were talking about earlier, these horses with these big wins, fluffed up numbers sometimes can regress in their second starts.
Can regress, and then someone like a Goodall or others in here can take big leaps forward.
I'm betting You're in Heaven. I'm made a win bet on You're in Heaven, the number 7.
Yeah, she should be able to sit outside. She's coming in with some sharp work. Should be able to sit and be able to maybe take off a little bit and get a more tactical position if they decide to go heat up on the front end here.
See what happens. Don't we have
3
anybody
on the
Oaklawn?
board at 5-1, but this one taking most of the attention here at 4-5. River Wind, can she back it up? Obviously giving up experience to everybody in the field, but I take talent over experience on most days.
Well, yes and no. I think it depends. It depends on price, and I think
Not saying she's that talented.
No, I know.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to know what a horse that runs a big race first time out. She got clear that day. She wasn't even really bet that strongly, which I think is kind of interesting. Then Todd Pletcher, I feel like that horse that he won the Devona Dale with, who got a good figure, was also a Lexingtonian. So there's a couple of Lexingtonian 3-year-old fillies that could be okay.
Yeah, She Be Smooth.
Yeah,
she ran a
Lexingtonian,
91 buyer. Yeah, Lexingtonian.
Right.
And aired off, won by 6 that day.
Well, here's one of 2 from the Steve Asmussen barn. We know she wants to be forward in here, but it could be awfully tough to maybe potentially get the lead in this group because there's a lot of speed here.
Yeah, and she's a horse that Timeform US has as fast as the 1, for what it's worth. Now, Timeform US makes pace-based figures, so they think that she was fast enough, which suggests to me that at the very least, Ray, she's going to have speed to run with the 1, which could be a problem for both of them, but potentially the 4-5 favorite especially.
Yeah, it seems like at Oaklawn, though, the speed keeps on going. Even when there's some contested speed goals, I feel like they rarely back up there, or less than most tracks. What about you? I was thinking You're in Heaven. She's won both of her. Well, she won her 1 race going wire to wire, and last time in the start of 50, she was on the front end, but she's cutting back today. But what happens if she's not going to get to the lead today?
Well, I think something else to note: the 1 and 4 ran with Lasix in their starts, and they're Lasix off. Now, You're in Heaven may not have had it last time, but that was a distance race. She did break her maiden, as she was a 2-year-old at Oaklawn without Lasix. So, of these 3, she's the one that at least has run well without Lasix, and I think that might be a little bit interesting here.
Totally big deal. I find that very much so, especially with young horses coming on and off. It really plays. It can potentially play a real big factor.
This one of several speeds. You guys didn't think the 3 too was going to be one pushing for the front?
I didn't think she was fast enough to run with the 1 and 4.
2 minutes to post. Purple Martin, first of 2 stakes coming up. Good to have you with us on our Fox Sports 2 coverage. You're watching America's Day at the Races with racing from New York and 2 stakes coming up from Oaklawn at Hot Springs. Greg Wolf, Andy Serling, trainer Ray Handel, your crew here in New York. We'll get out to Hot Springs live in a moment. This Purple Martin, though, we have a filly who's only started once, River Wind, 4-5 favorite. She was very dominant in that debut.
Yeah, and as we said before coming on, we'll see how much speed she has to deal with potentially from the 4 Goodall, and that could tell the tale. I'm trying to beat them with the 7 You're in Heaven.
Let's head live to Hot Springs with Richie Migliori and Megan Burgess.
Thank you, Greg. And yeah, boy, we got some crowd here. People are so excited. And Megan, you're thinking along the same lines as Andy with the 7. You're in Heaven with the turnback. And I think you guys make a compelling case for this horse.
A fair warning. Honestly, when me and Andy do agree, I feel like we see things along the same wavelength. But You're in Heaven gets the cutback, which I love for this horse. His last time out, she set glacial fractions and was caught late at the fairgrounds. But she's proven here at Oaklawn. We've mentioned kind of setting up the pace scenario of this race, Meg, with Riverwind and Goodall a part of that. I kind of think the number 7, You're in Heaven, likely in stalking position with a duo of strong works out of that fairgrounds effort.
Well, and particularly coming back off a route race, right? So she has that stamina foundation. And I love when you see a horse turning back in distance and have a really sharp half-mile work like she did. Best of 59 workers that day at the distance, 46-4. It tells me by design, Dallas Stewart said, you know what? I don't want to dull her speed completely. Coming off that route race, I've got some stamina. I am going to let her really roll in the morning and kind of keep her a little bit on edge. And with that post, I agree with you. I think she gets a good stalking trip. Makes a lot of sense. Riverwind was so impressive on debut. Ran fast early, too, 21-4 the first quarter. From the rail, she's under the gun. She has to go.
She is, and Norm Cassie, per the report from Mary Rappolini and the DRF, it said she'd always been a forwardly training type as a 2-year-old. And he has mentioned, you know, this race is going to set up completely different than her maiden race where she was looser on the front end. This is the time to challenge her. He's mentioned that she has not been one to get scared of pressure in the mornings when they've trained her on the inside of duo in those breezes. So it really gives me some strong indication that she's ready for this spot. But I just have my hesitations. She comes out of a weaker maiden group to race back from that effort, and none of them have won. So this is a huge class test, and I looked elsewhere just based on a price standpoint.
Yeah, and she's going to have to face pressure. I mean, Goodall was very, very fast at Fairgrounds, 21-2 the first quarter. She was very game. She met a challenge. She dug in. But they're both contenders, and a lot of times I feel like you get more of a pace battle or a speed duel with two horses that are contenders because neither rider wants to give way to the other rider.
I was really impressed by that last out effort at Fairgrounds. If you go back over that card, the speed did well on the undercard at Fairgrounds where she set the pace at the half, 44-3, which was faster than what the boys did when Trouble Calling won a maiden special at the same distance with a 91 Beyer speed figure, holding off the likes of Lakota Lady. And she's gorgeous. She's very athletic, well-made, flashy daughter of Yalpon. I like her in this group, and honestly, Mig, this is a solid group of 3-year-old sprinters. I think we're going to be able to see some of these horses move forward from this race.
No, I agree with you. I mean, you know, even a horse like the two Wrong Shoes at a big price. Here's a horse that really took a huge forward move last time, but Andy was talking about Lasix. That was with Lasix. She doesn't get to compete with Lasix today.
And that's a huge reason why I also loved Year in Heaven, was because she's proven herself without the addition of Lasix, and you've got maidens facing winners that are able to now not have Lasix in Stakes Company. Johnny Ortiz was telling me he really likes this horse. She's been doing really well. She looks great. And it's a vote of confidence for me because this is a gigantic step up in class from that starter allowance that she faced last time out.
Yeah, the 6 horse, our two girls, she's finished first twice under the wire sprinting. Now, obviously, she was disqualified last time. She's taking money at 5-1. I prefer the 7 You're in Heaven or the 4 Goodall to her at the same price.
This is a tough race. I thought the 6 was more turfy. The 7, substantive, looked fantastic. I'm taking a price in here, Meg.
All right, well, we're about ready to go here. A couple horses out from the starting gate. Matt Dinnerman, he'll have the call of the Purple Martin.
Our two girls second to last, and You're in Heaven to the outside post. We're ready to go. And they're off. In the Purple Martin Stakes, Riverwind hopped just ever so slightly at the break. Goodall is on the lead. You're in Heaven right there to the outside. Front running right behind in the 3rd position. Riverwind on the rail is down on the inside. Finds Daylight, comes forward, grabs 3rd from front running. Our two girls in the 5th position. 3 ahead of Wrong Shoes and a similar margin to Not a Lady, who trails with a half mile to go. You're in Heaven does it nicely and opens up a length and a quarter. Goodall taken back to 2nd. Riverwind in a tight spot on the rail. Loses a couple spots as they go into the turn. Front running it is steady while weakening as they round the far turn. Our two girls is 2 behind, sent upon from there. Riverwind trying to come back on again. 3 back to Wrong Shoes. Then comes front running. Not a Lady never picked up her feet as they hit the quarter pole here. You're in Heaven challenged by Goodall on the outside. Goodall goes to the front. Riverwind getting bounced around down at the rail. Is that a rough go of it? And Goodall is opened up now. Goodall coming to the furlong pole with a 3-length burst. In second, our two girls with Riverwind coming to the 16th pole. Goodall clear by 4. Goodall by 4.5. And it's Goodall in the Spendthrift Farm colors coming home strong under Eric Asmussen to win the Purple Martin. Riverwind was 2nd. Our two girls 3rd. Wrong Shoes 4th.
upset in the Purple Martin. It is Steve Asmussen's son Eric, 5-1 Goodall.
Surprising price considering their races. Odd how the race was run, even though the one didn't break. But I don't think you could imagine the 7 in front, 21-2.
Didn't break and got bumped as well in the race.
Second, holding them off.
The winner, though, won pretty easily. To be
Take a
fair.
look
And she
back
was on
at
the
that.
hot pace. She ran very well.
She
the
did.
Winner.
Yeah.
We'll look back at it in a moment. We go immediately to New York for the nightcap New York bred maiden special, 7 furlongs. Where are you guys going to wind up?
I like the 1B Provocateur. I know he looks like she ran against Cheaper last time. I think it was a tough field. Against the bias, I'm betting this horse.
Right?
I like the 5, Love Coin, for Penny Hallman, who I trained for also.
Trained the half to this
Half
race.
brother to Listen to Your Heart, who was a real serious runner. So hoping for her. She puts a lot into the game, breeds a lot, and I'd love to see her have a good one.
Let's go to Maggie Wolfendale.
I was just watching the Virginia Derby over Leanna Williford's shoulder, and Riley Mott getting the win with a really nice performance from him. But talking about this race, we'll start with those first-time starters at number 5, Love Coin, wearing blinkers first here. Timeout for Miguel Clement, who does do this, actually, with 11 first-time starters, 2 of which have won. But I do like this horse. Very athletic-looking, refined, very fit, got sharp when the rider got up. Number 9, Irish Goodbye for Brad Cox. He opened up with some money. Looks fast. Look for this horse to be quick, as we do look as though there's a rider off of one of the horses, and is that the 3, I believe? Will be a late scratch. Bootsy's A Rascal will be a late scratch here. Don't have to rush as much now. But Irish Goodbye, like I was saying, the Dam, she had some precocity with her. She won first time out as a 2-year-old. This is her first foal, and he's kind of your atypical Cairo Prince. A lot of times they're a little bit more narrow and lighter framed, and he is just broad. He is compact too, so he looks as though he should have some speed to him, and he is holding steady at 5-2. Just wish at a short price that he did look a little bit more tucked up if you're going to settle for 2-1 on him. And then number 7, Aristide Mayol will be making his second start. He's a son of Cantheros, and he didn't do much running in that open maiden special weight at Tampa. I just feel like there's some development still to be had. Like he needs to just fill out, strengthen up overall. I'm sure he will improve with New York breds, and it was a fast pace which held together last time out in that debut race. He'll move up, but I don't know if he's ready to win here at second asking. Greg, I'm going to try one more time with my boy Pride of the Union against the racetrack last time, and looks phenomenal pre-race.
Just want to let people know, if you've never seen the Sixth Sense, turn the sound down, he sees dead people.
That's Maggie's line. Late scratch here, the 10. King's Landing coming out. First-time starter. We will wait to see another day. The favorite right now at 2-1. That's Irish Goodbye, Brad Cox, first-time starter.
Yeah, Brad Cox, he certainly knows how to get them ready first time out. This one has a pretty swift work pattern. Bullet from the second fastest of 105-2 back, so you can see why he's getting a lot of attention.
This Mott horse debuted against Open Company Maiden Special Tampa, 6-1 right now on the 7. What do you guys think?
I used the horse. I boxed 1-2-7 in this race. Maybe I'm supposed to go back and play an exacta with the way the 9 is getting bet over the 9 on top of my 1 because it's a good price. But I boxed 1-2-7.
Real quick, we have an objection back in that Purple Martin at Oaklawn. Both the 4 and 1 top 2 finishers flashing. 4-1-6-2 objection. We will keep you posted.
I don't think there will be a takedown, but who knows?
I thought going back to the Mott horse, I thought he had a very strong turf pedigree. And I thought it was weird that he would bring this horse all the way up here for a New York bred maiden special. I know it's getting to that time of the year.
Well, he's a New York bred. I imagine Bill's thinking turf. Why not get a race into him? It's not going to be turf. Probably coming up for him optimistically for a few weeks anyway, so maybe it's another race. So he didn't run that badly first time.
I guess you don't want to run back on the turf down south, so instead of wasting another dirt effort, try him up here, get one more into him.
New York bred.
Set
You
him up.
break your maiden for the small
money.
purse down there. And if the horse is good enough to win down there, probably be good enough to win a New York bred maiden. I'm trying to help you as a trainer. I'm trying to help you, Greg.
Well, I can take all the help I can get get. Trust me.
We all can.
By the way, no change at Oaklawn. That result will stand. So Goodall, Steve Asmussen's son Eric with the win at 5-1, beating that 3-5 favorite River Wind, who had that tough trip. Nightcap here from New York. The favorite, the 9 for trainer Brad Cox. Sahin Savachi on Irish Goodbye. Ray Handel would never do one of those. Right?
I've done my fair share of Irish Goodbyes. I probably did some to Andy this past summer.
Well, that's to be expected.
I don't even know what is it? What is one?
To leave a bar or event without saying goodbye to anyone, you just peace out.
Well, haven't we all done
Actually,
that?
Andy is the king of that. Chris Griffin, the call. Here's the Nightcap from New York.
I just thought
Proton. Hurricane Kaz. Irish Goodbye. Last to load. Goes in. All set. And they're off slowly. Irish Goodbye. Hurricane Kaz is flashing early speed from the outside, and Hurricane Kaz now with a neck advantage is joined to the inside by B Provocateur. Also, Bootsy's a Rascal is in that mix. That front trio is now 3/4 of a length in front of towards the outside of them. Aristide Mayol is a close-up 4th. Irish Goodbye up on the far outside is in 5th, while wide. In between horses there comes Portadown Lad is in the green silks. At the rail comes Pride of the Union. And at the back end of the field, there comes Professor Proton, and there's one more in Love Coin, who's the lone trailer. 22 and 4 for that opening quarter mile, and B Provocateur. Aristide Mayol is on the move towards the outside, 2 wide. Here comes the run from Irish Goodbye is in pursuit of the top duo now as Hurricane Kaz is dropping out of it, is back to 4th. Also following them is Professor Proton is traveling in 5th, moving up on the outside. Love Coin starts a rally in the purple cap on the far outside. They're approaching the top of the stretch. Aristide Mayol in between horses. Right there at the rail, B Provocateur. And here's Irish Goodbye now challenging those front runners, and Irish Goodbye is trying to get the advantage. Aristide Mayol battles on B Provocateur. Hurricane Kaz is coming back for more. Love Coin grandstand side continues to make up a lot of ground. Love Coin is trying to catch B Provocateur, who's trying to gut this out in Irish Goodbye. Here's Love Coin. Last to first will win it. Love Coin won it, then came Irish Goodbye. Looked like Hurricane Kaz re-rallying in a photo with B Provocateur and Professor Proton. 1 minute 25.
Love Coin, good call, Ray Handel, Miguel Clement, Manny Franco, and a sustained bid from this horse, making a huge move around the turn.
I didn't think he was going to get there, to be honest. He made him about 6 lengths in a furlong and then stalled down in the middle of the turn. But when he got him in the clear and switched leads, grinded him down.
Yeah, I would want to watch the race again. I think this race just collapsed at the end. The 1 did all the dirty work, fighting away after a reasonable pace. I feel like the 9 got completely left and made a big middle move and just got nailed. Maybe the 5 was best, but I think this race collapsed at the end.
I don't think there's any doubt the race collapsed, yes, but I thought it was an impressive run from the horse that ended up winning today.
First time out winner for Miguel Clement, again with Manny Franco from Mary Lakes Farm, homebred. It's 7-2 in the Nightcap. 5-9, 8-4, and 83-1 shot, completing the superfecta.
And all the Big Bang Theory fans had Professor Proton in there.
There was only 2 horses that I didn't get from this group. This is one of them. So probably a smart move by Benny. Miguel got to pick which ones he wanted to go, and then I get what.
Well, the only horse that was really any good, there was one okay turf horse, but the only fall from this dam that was any good was the one that you had. Listen to your heart.
Listen, I pleaded my case.
The others just didn't do any running at all.
I pleaded my case, but you know, Miguel calls the shots.
I guess.
We're going to take a timeout. 7-2 to close things out here in New York. Grade 3 Whitmore still to come from Hot Springs. It's Love Coin at first asking for Miguel Clement with Manny Franco in the Nightcap. Back with you on our Saturday coverage, America's Day at the Races here on Fox Sports 2. It's brought to you in part by Gainesway, Power, Passion, Performance. Let's go back to the Purple Martin. It was won by Goodall, but let's look at this trip from River Wind, starting inside post, the one here right out of the gate.
Well, I mean, that's always the concern, right? Inside, got to have speed, broke about a half length slow, then always takes a little extra ray to sort of get going, and they were moving up front. But to be fair, the 4 was right in the teeth of that fast pace as well, so it's not like the 4 didn't run well. I think the 4 was best. You kind of disagree.
Yeah, I do. I thought that, well, here, we're showing right here where it got tight for the one
It
horse.
gets bumped by the 7.
Yeah.
Right, when they had an inquiry and the 4 was like 2 paths clear of the 7.
Yeah, I don't understand the inquiry on the 4.
I think if you get it within a path and a half of a horse, it's possible it'll take you down.
Yeah, taking a shot. I don't know. Maybe
But
in the
look, some
stakes
real
race.
adversity she had to deal with in her first start against Winners.
He's probably upset. He galloping on the gallop out and is like, somebody fouled me. Let me just throw up the objection. I don't hate it, but
And to be fair, the winner had a right to be good. I mean, it's not like she lost to a horse that's not good.
I love that horse.
You know,
today.
as
I
we
was
pointed out,
surprised.
yeah, I mean, time for him, we said with the pace, had that race as good as the ones. It was a weird odds discrepancy.
It was weird to see your horse on the pace.
Not a ride that I imagine Dallas Stewart's thrilled with.
$12 for the win. Goodall at 5-1. First time for her against Winners as well. Now a stakes winner. Let's go to Megan.
Well, here with winning a jockey of the Purple Martin, Eric Asmussen, aboard at Goodall, and you were emphatic at that finish line. That was a fun one to watch.
No, I'm just super blessed with the opportunity to ride such a fast filly. Fast horses make my job very easy.
Well, she was classy. You found the perfect tracking spot for her, knowing that she had the speed, but sat the perfect tactical trip today.
Yes, I knew she had a lot of speed, and I honestly thought I'd be on the lead, but plan B just worked out really nice. The horse went on, and I went on the outside, and set a very comfortable trip, and when I asked, she definitely responded.
Well, Richie Migliori has definitely talked about your confidence and how you have grown as a rider. What do you attribute to some of the lessons that you've learned right here at Oaklawn?
I just try and get better each and every one. The horses teach me so much, and that's huge compliments coming from somebody like Richie, but I just try and get better each and every day.
Well, congratulations here, Eric. Another stakes victory, and what a talented filly.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Greg?
Team Asmussen, Eric riding for Dad with the wins. We go back to New York here in Love Coin. Here's that big move.
Long, sustained run and got the job done today.
We missed most of this first move, and then for a moment it kind of looked like this was going to flatten out. All of a sudden comes running again, and yes, a race that backed up a little bit.
Yeah, if we can go back and show the star of the race, I'd like to see, because for all I know, the 5 didn't break that well either. But the 9 didn't break with the field and made a big rush-up move into the pace.
He wasn't
and look,
in the picture.
The 7 made that move and collapsed. The 1 who forced the pace the whole way fell apart late. This race collapsed at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anybody that was left further than the 5. He wasn't even in the picture going down the backside, and he wasn't taking to the kickback. You could see his head was up in the air. He was climbing, and Manny was working on him for about a 3/8 of a mile before he finally jumped in the bridle and started making his move.
You got to make a strong half-mile move. Manny's your guy.
He is. He's strong.
God.
I mean, the horse helped him when he
Tremendous
got when he got him to the clear. That's when he really jumped in.
Here's the
strong
start. Let's
man.
go back to the beginning, see if there was anything with the 5.
Let's see the 5 and 9. No, the 5 broke fine, just didn't have any
No.
speed. The 9 breaks a length and a half
Okay,
too
all right,
slow.
but watch here. 2,
Now,
3
I just
jumps
keep-
out. Okay,
right,
then he
but,
starts.
But the 5 doesn't have speed. And the 9 is pulling the rider up towards the front and moves up with the 7 after breaking a length and a half slow and a race that collapsed. I'm going to disagree with you. I think the 9 was, and I didn't bet the 9. I think the 9 was
The
much the
5's
best.
not in the picture right now.
Right, and got a fast pace to close into, and the race collapsed at the end.
Yeah, but he's working hard. When horses climb like that and they're not taking the kickback, they're wasting effort.
Well, we can't see what he's not taking. We don't know that he's not taking the kickback because we're not showing it.
Well, 3 jumps before he exited the screen, he was not taking the kickback.
You think he was having a problem with the kickback when he was 8 lengths behind the second to last horse? That's some kickback. You horse people and kickback. Gibberish. I'm not saying the winner didn't run okay. I just think the 9 did all
There
the
he
dirty
is,
work.
passing the first horse, the 2. Now he goes by the 3. Now he starts picking off more horses around the turn.
No, I mean, listen, I think he did well. Was that the 83-1 shot that was 4th that was closing behind him, or was that somebody else?
He's in front of him still right
Oh,
now.
okay.
Yeah,
Right,
he's in
yeah.
the white.
I'm not
goggles.
saying the winner didn't run well. I just think the 9 ran better.
All right.
I'm going to
Agree
take horses
disagree.
that get left, that rush into paces that collapse, especially going 7 first time.
I mean, I could see this race playing out different ways if you ran it back 10 times. I'm not saying the 5's going to win every time, but to say it wasn't impressive, it was pretty visually impressive.
Wrapped up too late.
I think people
$9.54
overrate deep
for
closers.
the win. Irish Goodbye, Hurricane Kaz, complete the trifecta. I'd like to give an Irish goodbye right now to somebody.
If anybody's leaving, it's me, Wolf.
Public Sector back on the radar. First win since Woodbine on the turf last year, showing up at Barbados in the Gold Cup. We'll have that story when we come back.
They come on for the finish in the Pilgrim Stakes. Annapolis by a head.
It is Annapolis in front. It is Annapolis to win the Coolmore Turf Mile.
You bet with Naira Bets. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime. Download the Naira Bets app to play today and get a $200 deposit bonus. Watch live horse racing. Get expert picks. Boost your bankroll with weekly promotions and hone your handicapping skills with exclusive tips and tutorials. Download the Naira Bets app now. Sign up now to claim your $200 deposit match bonus. You bet with Naira Bets.
She's so spicy. She won it by 4 lengths on the wire. Side by side and stride for stride. Who's it going to be? My Soldier Citizen Bull. Fair has it close to home from Brussels. Cybear's the Breeders' Cup winner.
And Skippy's got it won! It's an upset in Pegasus 10.
Down towards the rail is Public Sector, who will need some racing room now, and there appears to be room at the rail. Public Sector coming on through as Annex gains on the outside. In between horses is next as they hit the 16th pole, and it is Public Sector who has come on through now to grab the lead. Annex on the outside in second. It is Public Sector to win the National Museum of Racing Hall of Fame Stakes.
Back in 2021, Hall of Fame Saranac Hill Prince back to back to back, resurfacing on the islands.
You know, we often think of these races as preps for the Barbados Gold Cup. And it took a few years, but it finally worked out right.
This is his second attempt at this race, actually.
It is.
Ran in it in 2025 and finished fourth.
Yeah. And on board, Jalon Samuel, who wins his 7th Barbados Gold Cup, right?
My man, Jalon, he's a great jock, and I'm super happy to see him having success wherever he is, and Barbados included. He worked for me for a long time, and it's really cool. He was here in New York and actually beat me in a race, and I reached out to him and I said, you know, Jalon, you got a lot of talent. I need help in the barn. Why don't you come and help me out, and I'll put you on horses in the afternoon. And it was we had a lot of success together, won many races.
What a moment for him.
Yeah.
Record-setting victory, 7th victory in this race. Stationed now at Woodbine full-time, but winning here at Garrison, Savannah.
Son of Kingman. Love those
Yeah.
Kingmans.
8 years old. With the victory.
We should be in Barbados.
Oh,
Yes,
I would
we
love
should.
that trip.
Yeah.
Sign me up next time.
Okay, we'll let you know.
What are you talking about? You get to go to Jamaica every year.
I'm not complaining.
Race 9
Aren't you going to
in
Keeneland?
Oakland. 9th in a race before the Whitmore. This one, 6 furlongs, entry-level allowance race. And couple contenders in here. Obviously, Shape Note for Mike Maker is going to take plenty of attention, but so is this one here.
I should probably turn over the 9th race, right?
Yeah, it's got speed in the rail.
Poker Night at V's, yeah, very strong contender.
Yes.
Yeah, speed in the rail.
A lot of speed in this race, though.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
the 2 scratching actually takes a lot of the speed
I
out
agree.
of the race.
Yeah, that helps the 1 a lot, I thought.
Dual Monarchy went by. Here's the 5 Northern Chill.
Yeah, I mean, Northern Chill's sort of could be another horse that could be up front. Not impossible. It's an open race.
Backpack wins Perfect Magic before a beat last start.
Yeah, lightly raced 4-year-old, fairly consistent when he gets out to the track.
Yeah, beat by the current favorite in that race. Here's Shape Note, major contender.
I like the move back to dirt for this horse.
And Ron Jalen runs Steve Manley, Francisco Arrieta.
Seems to be going the wrong way after running some real nice seconds a few back.
Is he like a hunch play with Jalen Samwell?
Right?
Well, spelled a little differently.
Whatever. Stop being a spoil sport.
Ripped Team Asmussen, Steve with Keith.
His last race a little disappointing, but before that he's got nothing but races that he seems a little erratic, but his good races are good enough, right?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Contender at a big number.
Should get a pace to run at.
Favorite, though, looks fairly imposing, no?
I mean, he feels like he's been running on the wrong surface, you know, and his dirt races are pretty good, but I thought this was a wide open race.
Which one?
This was his most recent effort.
Oh, the one we're on right now.
Tried to go
Poker.
gate to wire, beat a neck, but well clear of the 3rd place finisher.
Yeah, bang up horse. I mean, when he gets out there, I'm sure he's going to be, asserting himself early on in this race.
And I didn't see the start, but usually he's very quick. He didn't get to the front. He did get bumped.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he did get bumped out of there and rushed on up and kept on digging. Just got beat.
I thought this was a very contentious race. 3-2 on this horse?
Wow.
Not for me. I think he's going to be under the gun. I would bet against him. I thought he was favored.
I think the 2 scratching helps us case out a lot.
It does,
like
but
you
I think
said.
the 8 has speed. I don't think the 5 is that slow. We'll see. I think this pace could be pretty quick up
Yeah, the
here.
6 will probably be up there too, right? Perfect Magic. I mean, he's got a lot of speed, and he's finally putting races together back-to-back, although he's a little quiet on the board here, 7-1 off a 5-1 morning line, so I don't know if that means
The
anything.
last flash means everything there. The problem I have with Perfect Magic is his better races seem like they're at Remington, and that form often doesn't get repeated at Oaklawn. That would be my problem with him.
Well, let's go to Shape Note here for Mike Maker. Tyler Bacon rides. Last 3 starts has been turf or synthetic, but his dirt efforts, they are very good.
Very good, and he's been running against some steep company in those dirt races. So yeah, I mean he's gonna have to, I think, run his A+ race today, and he's gonna have to also do it against true allowance horses. He's been running these races, running these big figures in big dirt races against starter allowances and open claiming races. So I always feel like got to be careful, especially. I mean, I wouldn't take it. He's getting bet pretty good, but first time going against 1X type horses, it's gonna be a little bit of a different game.
6 for 12 lifetime on dirt, fast dirt track. He's 2-1 right now, getting back to that surface for Mike Maker with young Tyler Bacon, and he shouldn't be too far out of it.
Perfect Magic. Sorry, is that who you said, Greg?
No, I think. No, he was talking about Sharp Note, who was Tyler Bacon.
Oh yeah.
I found this race to be inscrutable, to be honest with you, but I would not bet the 1 at 8-5.
They
If you're
should
going to
give
take a
us-
short price, I would prefer the 7 personally. but
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't-
surprised he's getting hammered as much as he is. But I mean, he's been on his game, and he ran a bang-up race there at Oaklawn last time out.
3 minutes to post. Let's go out to Mig and Megan.
Thanks, Greg. And yeah, we're going to start down on the inside with Poker Night at V's, who I think is under the gun as well, just like the guys were saying on the set in New York. I think he's going to face some heat.
I think he's going to face some heat, but I also really liked what he showed last time out, where he set a much quicker pace than his 2-back performance when he won for fun and really proved himself at this level with Classic Time getting just the best of him coming from behind. Now, I'm going to layer him and make things potentially a little bit more value with my exacta, but I still like the one from the inside. I think that he's going to be right there fastest. We'll see if a horse like Ron Jalen Run is going to return to some of that better speed that he's shown.
Yeah, it just seems to me like all day, speed is just bottoming out a little bit late. And I'm going to give a little edge to closers, particularly in a race that I think can be contested. You had a little interest in the 5 here, Northern Chill.
I did. Second off of the layoff, I thought was really interesting. He's a tactical sort that has tactical speed, and he's been working he was one that I thought was working very well in the mornings prior to that last race on March the 1st, where they're wheeling him back rather quickly. And I feel like Matt Shire's horses kind of get At least for me as an analyst, I feel like I don't forget about them. They're under the radar for me, and they always look fantastic. They're always really strong, well kept, well conditioned, and he looks fantastic and better for his last effort. I thought he was interesting, but I'm with Andy. This is a wide open group.
Yeah, he is making a very nice physical impression here, the 5 Northern Chill. The 7 Shape Note is the one I like. He seems to run well on any surface, but he does have 6 wins on a fast dirt track, and I think his better races are on a fast dirt track, and I think he's going to get the right kind of setup for his style.
He's tactical. He finds the winner's circle, albeit it's against weaker fields. To me, this is a big class test, getting back to the surface after his last 3 tries. We shall see. I had interest in others, but he's very capable in this spot.
And then the outside runner, Ripped, you pointed him out to me, making another really nice physical impression. And he's definitely, I think, got an advantage with that outside post because he's going to get into the race the right way.
He looks tremendous, and maybe it's just a teeny picking at hairs with him in December was I just wanted him to be a little bit stronger behind. He's done that. He's filled out even more. I think that he really has taken a step forward. And while last time out, when he got into that allowance type test that he has back again here, he was shuffled back, he was bumped a bit, he was floated, and he was wide. It just wasn't a conducive trip. So Keith Asmussen climbs aboard him again. He draws from the outside, and he's going to get speed to run at. I thought he was interesting up there at a price, and I'm going to layer him underneath the 1.
And from the outside, he should be able to avoid that traffic. But, looking at him on screen, I think people even at home can kind of see what we're talking about, how well, turned out he is. Just rounded out hind end. Really just, to me, he looks like he's coming into this in very good order from a physical perspective.
He's well named, Ripped, because he's just muscular and he's just a hunk. But there are a lot of hunks in this group. I didn't really see anybody in particular that gave me a negative physical impression whatsoever. But the number 3, Dual Monarchy, I thought, for Robert Klein and Kelsey Haar, he's been running decent races, and he's a closer. He can do anything. He can use speed. He can come off of it. I think he's kind of a cool customer, even though he is 0 for 14 at Oaklawn.
Yeah, well, that's a glaring, statistic to look at 0 for 14 at a racetrack. There are horses for courses, and there are horses that don't like courses. Steve Asmussen's got 2 runners in here. The 9, obviously, Ripped, and the 6, Perfect Magic, ridden by his son, Eric, who just won the Purple Martin for him. And as a rider, you come back after a big win like that. You run back in the jockey's room. You're so excited, upbeat, uplifted. You wash your face in a bucket of water, knock any dirt off if you have any on your boots and pants, and you run right out the door to ride the next one. But I can tell you, when you win a race, you have so much more energy the next race.
I don't have personal experience, but I will say when anything good happens to someone, I feel like they're just ready to go as soon as it happens. But this horse, Perfect Magic, I feel like he kind of gives me the indication that he's maybe one of those Remington, different venue kind of dwellers that has to prove it to me at this kind of level. But he has the numbers and the figures. I also think he could be a part of the early pace, though. He is tactical. I just want him to show a little bit more speed than he did in his last try.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm surprised that Ripped is a bigger price than him, because Ripped actually has some races that would be very competitive here, where I think that Perfect Magic has to take a step forward to be competitive here.
This is a tough one, Meg.
It's a tough one, but they're loading up. Race 9 here at Oaklawn Park. Matt Dinneman from upstairs will have the call.
Post 5. And here's Ripped to the outside post. We're ready to go. And we're off. Perfect Magic a little bit slow to go. No problems from Northern Chill, who's prominent early. Shape Note taking the 2nd position. Poker Night at V's rushing forward on the inside. Finds room and comes to challenge Northern Chill on the front end here. Poker Night at V's. Narrow lead. Northern Chill right there. A 3-deep Sharp Note in the line of horses. Run, Jalen Run, 4 wide. Ripped easing off the speed. The gray Dual Monarchy now 3 behind. In midfield, approaching the forward turn run. Perfect Magic at the back as they go into the forward turn. Poker Night at V's around the turn. Half length in front. Northern Chill's been hounding throughout on the outside. 2 back to Dual Monarchy has come under a ride. Shape Note is 4th sent to lawn. Run, Jalen Run is 4 wide, approaching the top of the lane, trying to commence a bid from there. Then comes Ripped and Perfect Magic. They're off the turn. Poker Night at V's has put away Northern Chill. Now he's got to deal with Shape Note, who's trying to come on the scene, and Run, Jalen Run on the extreme outside. Run, Jalen Run. Ripped coming from out of it. Poker Night at V's V's still in front here, chasing hard. Shape Note, Run Jalen Run 2, and Rip down the center. Four-way driving finish with 100 yards to go. Ripped on the grandstand, sides rolling after Poker Night at V's. Ripped, got it. Well timed by Keith Asmussen to get it in the shadow of the wire. Run Jalen Run second, Shape Note, and Poker Night at V's all there.
And it was ripped at 9-1 with Keith Asmussen. Perfectly timed ride. And once again, it just feels like the speed is bottoming out a little bit late here. And Ripped comes with the last run down the center of the track to get it done.
And the number one Poker Night at V's, it was a very similar type pace scenario that he set in his last race where he was just nailed late. So I mean, you're exactly right, Meg. And the number 9 Ripped, I thought, was a complete overlay up there at the price he was, considering the speed, considering the race setup and the dynamics that we kind of anticipated in this run.
I mean, listen, they're running fast here today. But to give you an example, the Purple Martin ran 108 and 3. These are older males, obviously Allowance race at 109 and 2. But again, another fast pace and another blanket finish here at Oaklawn Park. Pretty exciting one there, and nice to see Keith Asmussen deliver a really nice ride and get another winner. Guys, it was a good one here.
Ripped. Team Asmussen again, this time with son Keith aboard. 10-1 final odds post time.
Yeah, I agree. The horse was an overlay. We mentioned this horse, and I thought it was just. I thought the one ran very well. It was a fast pace, and he took a little pressure, and he just fell apart right at the end. Ray.
Yeah, he did. He missed
a little bit.
He missed the break just a smidge again, and had to use a little bit of horse to stay up in there. So I think that probably cost him a little bit, but you can't take anything away from the winner who sat off the pace and had to pull out and make a run and grind them all down.
I would just argue. I mean, he was just overbet the one.
He was.
I don't think the one dramatically underperformed. I just don't think he should have been 4-5 in there. That was looked like a more competitive race on paper than a 4-5 shot anybody, right?
Ripped is on his A races is as good as anybody in this race, and he showed that here. I thought exactly 10-1 was pretty high odds on a horse that had a big shot.
Prices when we come back, and then it's grade 3 Whitmore time. We're going to look back to our feature in New York earlier today, the Jimmy Winkfield. Igniter impressive in his 3-year-old return. Impresses again with a stakes victory for the Dutro Junior Barn. Stay with us. Back with you on our Saturday coverage, America's Day of the Races, historic Saratoga. Third and final leg of the Triple Crown. I have a great idea. Why don't we put them together and have a Belmont week up in Saratoga Springs?
That's a great
Love
idea.
that.
Third and
If we're
final
ever
year.
not able to race at Belmont, we could do that. It would be a really good idea. I like
Last chance to see the Belmont Stakes at Saratoga. Get your tickets now. They're on sale. BelmontStakes.com. Can you put that up again? The graphic? Little help. Anyone?
that. You thinking of going? Are we letting Ray come up? Will you be allowed to be there, Ray?
I hope so. I'll be there.
Tickets are on sale now, I'll tell you that much. Ripped. Back at Oaklawn, Steve Asmussen's son, Keith, 4-year-old son of City Light, gets his third career win.
He's had the great trip here off, I thought a quick tempo and ranged up, pulled out, and got the job done in a blanket finish, but, overlay at 10-1, absolutely.
Favorite was an underlay, and this horse was an overlay.
Yeah, I don't understand the betting there, how they hammered this the one horse so much, but
I thought it was the horse to beat, though.
Well,
But
it
yeah,
was the
maybe
horse
it's
to
a
beat.
little short.
yeah, absolutely.
I thought it was the 7 who I think won a desperate photo for. No, he got beat for second.
Wow.
Some finish for it.
9-8-7 finish. Up next, feature race on this Saturday in Hot Springs. Grade 3 Whitmore, named after a all-time favorite in these parts. Former Breeders' Cup Sprint winner for Ron Moquet. And Tejano Twist, 7-year-old, who won this race back in 2023. Next year, he was second, beat a nose. Last year was third. We'll try and win it again.
He's been in great form lately, but coming back on 13 days rest, interesting move here.
Is he going to get enough pace, too?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously Rivet wants to go. Tough catches and slow. Wendelson on occasion has shown some pace. Do you think there's enough to set it up for him?
Oh yeah, I think
I would
there is.
never bet on him. I don't like. He doesn't win that often, and he also won with Pratt last time, who seems to have a magic touch on horses that never win.
Yeah,
he
I
won on
agree.
that horse, that hanger here the other day. He seems to win on everything, so I wouldn't bet on him. I prefer Wendelson down in the rail.
Yeah,
I agree. I thought he really dug in and took all the heat against a much saltier group.
They're all happy that Roland Big Joe is
was
not
in here.
Right.
Yeah, I mean he really ran a great race and dug in game after taking all the heat in there.
We're going to look back to the Jimmy Winkfield from here in New York earlier on the card. This was sort of in the gap between our two coverages, so we didn't get to see this one. 3-year-olds, 6 furlongs, and Igniter, so impressive in the 3-year-old return. Goes back-to-back now.
I think this is a very good horse for Rick Dutrow. He answered the question that he could run a good race without Lasix. I tried the horse that ran second here and made a good run out of him at 8-1, but he wasn't beating Igniter. Igniter's a very nice
I thought he
horse.
had a great trip, actually, time to roll in this race and had all the reason to go by and still got turned away. And, yeah, if anything is indicative of how big the performances was, easy decision. I mean, he didn't finish last by a lot, but, got burnt up enough to where he was a pretty distant 5th in the race.
Yeah, well, I think it's the same situation we talk about so often. We saw it at Oaklawn. They often come back and don't run as well as they do in their debuts. And Igniter had a lot more experience, and it showed.
Yeah, when a good horse looks at you in the eyes like that, and you have to really show another level to your game.
Dad was a pretty good sprinter. He's turning into a pretty good sprinter. Not that level quite yet.
No, but along with the New York bred that won here last week is Skulko's Folly. Skulko's Folly. Rick's got a couple of nice,
hand.
Nice 3-year-old colts in his barn.
Yeah, he does, absolutely. Yeah.
So Igniter impressive in the Jimmy Winkfield. We'll take a look at the upcoming stakes here in New York with the Haynesfield Top Flight and a March, and then it is Wood Memorial Saturday final prep for the Kentucky Derby. And we know a couple of names who are coming back to that already, right?
The Wood? Oh, yeah, a lot of names have been mentioned for it. I believe that Iron Honor is coming back in there. The horse that won the Champagne, Napoleon Solo, is supposed to be pointing to that race. He kind of bombed in the Holy Bull, but it'll be not Holy Bull, Fountain of Youth. A lot of horses have been mentioned. I just off the top of my head, I can't remember all of them.
The exciting time, anyway. It's got these big races coming
The
up.
Springboard Mile winner, who was second, I think, in the Sunland Derby, is supposed to be coming.
I haven't heard anything yet.
Looks like a fun
but
race.
Yeah, it should be a contentious group.
Look
as it
forward
always
to it.
is.
Wow, it is closing in. We're already at just about less than 20 days away from that race. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back. Whitmore to come from Hot Springs feature on this Saturday afternoon. And one of Oaklawn's, yes, favorite sons, the great Whitmore, and another 7-year-old, Tejano Twist. We'll try and follow in his footsteps when we come back.
$1,600,000, thank you.
The Belmont Stakes Racing Festival returns for the final time to historic Saratoga Racecourse. Don't miss the Belmont Festival at Saratoga. June 3rd through 7th. Secure your place in history at BelmontStakes.com. This winter, give the gift of racing with Naira Bets gift cards. Share your passion with friends and family or instantly fund your account. Choose the amount and redeem online. Find gift cards under the promotions tab at NairaBets.com.
Gunrunner is the sire of 16 millionaires and 12 Grade 1 winners. Last year, he sired $17 million yearlings, including the Keeneland September sale topper. He was the sire of the $2.2 million Keeneland November weanling sale topper as well. Gunrunner was the co-leading sire of 2-year-old Grade 1 winners, including Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies winner Super Corridora. Gunrunner, breed true.
Mind-tingling, jaw-dropping, awe-inspiring, Secretariat-like.
Whitmore comes to the 16th pole, and he's pouring it on. Whitmore, a budding sprint superstar. Look at him fly. Ivan will be second. It is Whitmore to crush the Hot Springs. He's a length and a half in front of Holy Boss. From the outside, Mo Candy, but Whitmore comes to the final 16, drifts out just a bit, but he's got lengths to work with. Here is Whitmore. Yes! Whitmore has the lead. Win time, trying to spring an upset. Whitmore, win time, Whitmore! Whitmore's gotta go. He's still 5 lengths behind, and Smart Spree's inside the furlong marker. Win time is alongside. Smart Spree gonna have to dig down. Now Whitmore explodes in the center of the track, and look at him fly. Whitmore has to go, and he did. Wow! Whitmore, who's trying to win this race for the 4th consecutive year, and he just ran right on by, and he's gonna run away and score. Whitmore, yes!
Here's Whitmore, here's Whitmore, here's Whitmore, here's Whitmore striding forward for the lead in the final furlong of the Breeders' Cup Sprint. What a day in the career of this 7-year-old. Whitmore and Ron Ortiz Jr. have won the Breeders' Cup Sprint.
Oh, Whitmore, what a moment winning the Breeders' Cup Sprint for Ron Moquet. And certainly one of the all-time favorites out in Hot Springs. A look at what he accomplished in his career. Also started out on the Derby trail. Actually ran in the Kentucky Derby. Didn't run all that well, and then became a monster as a sprinter.
I think he was 3rd in the Rebel or something, right? He ran really well.
He was 3rd in the Arkansas Derby.
He's sort of like a
second in the Rebel.
He's like a lesser Groovy who ran in all those route races as a 2-year-old and turned to be one of the all-time great sprinters. He was a really cool horse, and I feel like his Breeders' Cup was like a reward for a career well-earned, you know, where he showed up in so many races, and, you know, sometimes he wasn't necessarily as good as the very best horses. He was running against Matoli for part of that, but he showed up all the time, and he got a big win in the Breeders' Cup. It was cool.
Reminded me kind of like a Kona Gold, you know, knocked around in the Breeders' Cup.
He belongs in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he does.
It's a travesty that he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's a cool horse, but he very reminds me a lot of him.
4-time winner of a race that will now bear his name, the Whitmore Grade 3 contentious field. Let's go to Mig for more on the one this name's named after.
So pleased to be joined by Ron Moquet. And Ron, a little bit of a frustrating meet early on, a lot of seconds and thirds, but the horses are running well. But you put together 2 wins today. Feels good to find a winner's circle with some regularity, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It shows that we've been close, but it's good to finally start taking pictures.
No doubt. And we got a beautiful day here at Oaklawn Park. Big crowd. It really, the people here really love their racing.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons this is one of my favorite spots, this and Saratoga and Keeneland, because of the fact that the crowd not only shows up, but they know racing.
And their enthusiasm, their energy is clear, and it's Whitmore Day. You train the venerable Whitmore, earner of over $4.5 million. Give me some kind of memories, some thoughts about Whitmore and what it was like to train a horse that a lot of people really became a big fans of.
Well, whenever you get to a certain level with a horse like this that stays around for a while, it becomes their horse as much as it is yours. And I've been chastised by people wearing Whitmore shirts about what did you put that rider on that horse for, and why didn't you do this and that. And I love it because they believe they have somewhat ownership in him. And that's when you're winning at the sport. Whenever everybody loves what you're doing and loves the horses, then you've done the proper thing.
Yeah, they have a vested interest. They've latched onto a horse. He was a character. He had a lot of personality. What was it like training him as a racehorse, and now him as a horse after his career, kind of doing a lot of different disciplines?
Well, I say in this business we're carried everywhere on the backs of these horses. So him taking me to all those places that I was able to go to was, I'd have never done it without him. And I'm so appreciative of everything he's taught me and everything that he took me. And, I love the fact that we were able to win races here so much in my backyard, literally. And, the funniest thing about it was we won this race when it was called the Hot Springs 4 times. And I told them I was going to keep winning it till they changed the name. And it was wonderful tribute that they did that.
Well, I think a very worthy tribute as well. And literally in your backyard, your backyard looks over the racetrack.
That's right. I wouldn't have it any other way.
It is fantastic. Ron, it's so deserving, and I'm really glad to see you getting off the mark here at Oaklawn. Thank you for taking the time.
No, glad to do it. Thanks.
Guys.
What a run with the great Whitmore. Running of the grade 3 Whitmore coming up. And that's the current favorite, 7-year-old Tejano Twist, former winner of this race for Chris Hartman. Well, the post parade when we come back. Live look overhead at Hot Springs, Arkansas, and Oaklawn Park with the Grade 3 Whitmore Saturday feature coming up here on America's Day at the Races. And the favorite, Tejano Twist, coming off a victory, but now back into graded stakes. It will be a tougher task in a race that this horse won back in 2023. Let's get a paddock report and go to Megan.
That's right, Greg. Venerable veterans here in this Grade 3 Whitmore. But I'll start with a little bit of an outsider looking in, perhaps. The number 2, Rivet, one of 2 in here for trainer Steve Asmussen, who looks absolutely fantastic here in the flesh. I actually prefer him of the 2 Asmussen runners, knowing when handicapping this race, I preferred Bourbon Bash, but man, does Rivet look a picture. He's just got so much substance to him. He's built beautifully, a short, compact, well-made sprinter. I loved what I saw, incredibly well composed and classy here in this loud paddock. The number 3, Tough Catch. He's that new face against older, coming off of a flashy victory, but I did have a bit of questions about him physically. He's kind of deeper in his barrel. He's carrying some extra weight and flesh, but he's very short. He's very compact. He is the picture of a sprinter. I just wish he looked a bit more tucked up today, certainly bubbling under the surface from an energy standpoint, being tacked on the walk. But the 4, Tejano Twist, he looks fantastic. A 7-year-old that's honestly, to me, looked at some of the best physical form that he's had. And I think he's going to be tough in this spot with that late run. Greg?
He's exciting to watch when he kicks into gear. We'll see if he has his best today, Tejano Twist, as we get set to make the turn for the post parade. We will kick things off with one who had been favored for most of the wagering. Right now, the second choice, Wendelson, for Chris Hartman.
I feel like he's supposed to be the controlling speed, and I'd like to see them just be aggressive.
Yeah, I think they will with the 1 hole. Sorry.
It's fine.
Go ahead.
You're allowed to answer me, dumb as I am.
Totally messing up.
He deserved that.
Yeah,
well done, Ray.
No problem with that, right?
Look, yeah, he has some huge races. I mean, he probably has some races that no one else in here has.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
We're on the 6 horse now.
Slow turn to make.
Oh, right. This is
we
really
haven't
the
done
post
the post.
parade. Yeah,
have we done? We haven't done
the
the
post parades are a tease down there. You're just not used to it. You're not on enough.
I think mosey down the outside rail.
I think all of us would have been sort of surprised to see Tejano Twist if he stays at 9-5. Here's Wendelson, though. He's 2-1 right now.
Like I said, I'm hoping he gets the aggressive ride that he needs to control this race. We'll see if anybody really pushes him.
Rivet next door, Steve Asmussen with Eric son aboard.
He comes in from Sunland Park after 2 back-to-back third-place finishes in easier.
10 for 35 lifetime. He's a millionaire as well. The up-and-coming Tough Catch for Dallas Stewart.
He has to get better to win this race, but I think of all the horses in here, and I think you'd agree, Ray, he's the one with the most upside because he's relatively lightly raced as a 4-year-old.
Yeah, I actually like him for that same reason.
Here's the favorite, Tejano Twist, the 7-year-old.
Comes in off of 2 weeks rest, like I said, winning the allowance race, but 2 back ran a bang-up second to roll on Big Joe.
Here's Gold Sweep. Walter De La Cruz aboard, 12-1.
He will never run back to that win in the Tremont. Remember, he ran like a 90-something Beyer as a 2-year-old, and then he stumbled in the Saratoga Special.
Bourbon Bash, very interesting. The race off the bench was huge, and then he went backwards a little bit.
Well, yeah, he pressed in between horses and packed it in down the lane, but he's got a right to get better third off the long layoff.
I think he's really interesting for that reason that you bring up, right? He runs a huge race coming off of what, like a year and a half, more than a year and a half layoff. Then he regresses a little bit, gets involved in the pace, and now he draws a great outside post.
5-1.
It's our man Joel off though.
Chris Hartman with a 1-2 punch with the top 2 choices in the Whitmore. Let's go to Megan.
Greg, grateful for Chris for the time. He's got 2 in here, as mentioned, in this Whitmore. We'll start with the inside runner, Wendelson, who has more tactical speed, but this horse has shown up, whether it's dirt or turf, Chris.
Yeah, he's probably better on dirt. I mean, but he's bred to run on the grass, but he's better on dirt, it looks like.
Do you find he's going to be more forwardly placed using that speed from the inside?
He's going to have to use his speed early to get away from the 1 hole, but yeah, he'll be forward, we're thinking.
Tejano Twist has been in your barn for quite some time. You've danced a lot of dances with him. Just tell me about what he's meant to the barn and now being in some of his top form as a 7-year-old.
Well, he has been holding his form for quite a few years, and the horse is, he's carried the barn for quite a while, so that's Tejano.
Best of luck in here, Chris.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Very Whitmore-esque, and the likes of Tejano Twist, who will use that closing rally here in this Whitmore Stakes.
Pretty good 1-2 punch to have with the top two choices here for that barn, Wendelson and Tejano Twist.
You like to have an entry where you got speed and a closer, right? You got the best speed and the best closer.
Yeah,
I think Bourbon Bash is the one, though, that could throw a little bit of a fly into the ointment. Maybe
yeah, well,
the 3-2.
I think he's got the outside post today, so that really helps his dynamics. Like you said, he came back after such a big performance, winning off the long extended layoff, and really jumps in the deep end against Tejano Twist, Wendelson, Roll on Big Joe. Like you said, gets hung up in a speed duel, and he was in a weird spot, like where he was like 3/4 of a length behind one, and just not a comfortable position.
Well, you know, also the other thing that happened, as I recall, is that the winner didn't go to the lead. So Wendelson found himself in front, and he got in a position where he sort of had to be the chaser.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's where he really wanted to be. And now with a far outside post, he can make his own trip. I'm going to talk myself into losing money on him.
I totally agree. Go ahead.
Here's the one that is going to hope to see a few battle it out up front. We know one thing, he will be making his presence felt late.
He will, but is he the kind of horse that you want to make I mean, he's already won one race, so it doesn't really matter. But he doesn't strike me as the kind of horse that's won 2 straight races in a while, right?
Well, I mean, his last win before this allowance race was the King Cotton when he a year ago. Basically, hasn't won before this most recent allowance race in a year. So, I mean, he always shows up. So, I mean, he's a horse that you can bank on, but at 9-5, I would be looking
He'll need things
elsewhere.
to go his way a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I agree. And
I mean, he should get a pretty good setup. It's just a matter of if he, wants to do it.
I wonder how fast they're going to be going here. I wonder. I mean, who is the likeliest candidate? Probably Rivet is the likeliest candidate to go against the one, right?
Well,
maybe
I think
tough catch, maybe
yeah,
off his last race.
Catch, yeah, absolutely. I mean, his best races have come when he's on the front end. I mean, and pressing. So
that's fair.
I think that horse is very dangerous. So for me, that was my top pick in the race.
There is Rivet, though. He has been very quick in the past.
He is. I don't know if he's just a real win candidate. He's just been. Those were two really.
No, but he could affect the race. That's the thing. I agree.
Yes.
I don't see how he wins this race in his recent form.
Yeah,
I agree.
He
He's going to have to dramatically improve.
Well, let's go back to Megan.
Yeah, guys, I mean, this is just a really, really contentious race. Now, Wendelson's got the speed down on the inside, but I still think strongly that speed is bottoming out late here.
I'd agree with you there. And as Andy had mentioned, Tejano Twist, I've alluded to him as this sometimes can be a little bit of a shooting star. He has to get that right, perfect setup, but he's so venerable in the way that he just shows up each and every single time. When catching up with Chris Hartman, his trainer had mentioned a little bit of the same, how the track seemed to kind of play towards horses coming from behind.
Yeah, and I just think it's going to benefit his style, no doubt. The 3 tough catch, listen, he's the youngster of this group, right? The 4-year-old came back with a good comeback in the mud, set the pace that day, but he's versatile as well.
I wish I liked the way he looked better. That was my issue with him. Dallas always sends his horses out. He looks great in the flesh. I just find he just looks a little deeper, carrying some extra condition to him. I personally think his last race was much weaker than this. This is a huge step up for him, and I think he's certainly got it in him. I just have my question marks, particularly with some of the other speeds, but you're right. He's got some tactical ability. I definitely don't think that he's going to get himself entangled with the likes of the 1 and the 2 with Ramon Vasquez aboard. And
then, of course, what we said, Tejano Twist, 11 wins, 13 seconds, 1.7 million earnings. To me, he is Whitmore light. It would kind of be appropriate for him to win the Whitmore.
As I mentioned in my paddock report, he just looks great. For a 7-year-old to continue to carry on the way he has is just so impressive. And kudos to the connections for just keeping him happy. He's a happy horse that likes his job.
And then Bourbon Bash, who I think is a major, major player here. Last time he kind of got caught up in the pace when Roll on Big Joe raided just a touch. I think he's better coming from a little bit off the pace. And the way the track's playing with the outside draw, I think Bourbon Bash got a big look.
This is my selection in this race. I agree with you how he was ridden more aggressively last time out, where there wasn't a ton of pace in that race. It kind of was one of those play the brake type of races, and Joel went to the front end with him, which kudos, because usually in those instances it usually works out with speed horses in these types of situations. But I think his running style is more suited to being tactically placed, as Joel rode him back to perfection in that Commodore. I think that, to me, he's the one that has a little bit of value, is tactically meant, and coming off of a 2-year layoff the way he did, give him grace for maybe not the A race, you could say, for him last time out.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he had a right off of that extended layoff to regress off of that good effort. And, you know, again, I thought a departure of the style he employed to be successful in the Commodore, you know, back on January 3rd and then February 8th, you know, being head-and-head for the lead with, I think, a superior rival in Roll On Big Joe. Tejano Twist came running. Wendelson had everything his own way that day. Wasn't even a super fast pace that day. And he wasn't able to beat Tejano Twist for the track that was playing kinder to speed horses. I've seen it several times today. Speed, bottoming out late. I want a closer.
I don't blame you there, Meg, and I agree with you as far as Wendelson's last race, wanting more from that.
Well, we're going to have to send everybody over either the Fox Sports app or YouTube, as we are going to switch channels here and take a quick time out. Well, the horses are behind the starting gate for the Grade 3 Whitmore, going 6 furlongs, a $250,000 purse. And this is the penultimate race in the series for sprinters here before the Count Fleet, which is always, you know, a rousing sprint stakes here at Oaklawn.
And very lucrative. The purses here are fantastic, and this series really brings some really talented sprinters, as we are missing Roll On Big Joe, who bypassed this race en route to that Count Fleet, but Tejano Twist, the venerable veteran, just dances every single dance, and he's back again with pace in front of him as the notable closer that he is.
Yeah, and he is a horse that when he gets the right setup, he comes with his run, he responds well, but a rider's got to avoid letting him start to creep into the race too soon, because ultimately that kind of stretches his run out and it's not as potent late.
With sprinters, you don't want to ask for perhaps too long of a sustained run, right, Meg? You want them to have just the right situation for them to really execute and have their fastest of whatever is left in them, if that makes sense.
Well, you know, a lot of people think horses have 3 furlong runs in them.
Some don't.
The majority don't.
Yeah.
A few do. The majority have a 1/4 of a mile run, and most of them 3/16 of a mile. I think if Tejano Run gets the pace that I anticipate he's going to get, he's just hold him up, 1/4 pole, make 1 run. They only pay you for 1 pole, and that's the last one. This isn't NASCAR. You don't get points for leading laps.
It's true. I think there's the new face, obviously, with the number 3, Tough Catch, but I'm going to the number 6, Bourbon Bash, who, to me, is another that's coming off of a 2-year layoff, and to me is just building and building in his form. I will say this, Meg, I wasn't overwhelmed by him physically. I preferred his stablemate in the flesh, who is just, it genuinely carries more substance to him, a little bit more muscle mass, but from a handicapping perspective, he's my guy.
Do you look at a lot of things like he has 3 wins, 8 seconds when they start accumulating so many more seconds?
Absolutely, but at the same time, I'm willing to give him that chance as a 6-year-old to mature.
Well, they are loading up. We just got about 1 more to load, so Matt Dinneman, he's going to have the call of the Whitmore.
Catch for the Dallas Stewart Barn and Bourbon Bash. For BC Stables, Keith Asmussen and Steve Asmussen looking for back-to-back wins today. We're ready to go. And they're off in the Whitmore Stakes, even dispatch. Tough Catch on the lead immediately. Wendelson will take a hold. He's right behind, running in second. A little bit eager, though. Tough Catch, narrow lead on Wendelson. In between them is the Old Pro Rivet. Bourbon Bash deep on the course. Then comes Gold Sweep. And Tejano Twist, per usual, takes his customary spot at the back of the field. He'll be trying to run on later. Down the back stretch they go. Wendelson has a short lead now. Rivet to the outside, and Tough Catch concedes the lead. He's third going into the turn. Gold Sweep diving to the inside as they go into that turn, and Wendelson sneaks away. Wendelson has increased the lead to 2.5 lengths, just stepped on the gas there. Bourbon Bash has come under a ride, and Tejano Twist is next, has 8 lengths to make up, getting closer, hitting the 1/4 pole. Wendelson still up top. Tough Catch is making a move to come and challenge, and these two are off the turn together. Gold Sweep cuts the 1/4 off the turn. Bourbon Bash next. Tejano Twist, he's beginning to roll now. He's revving up his engine now, and here he comes down the center. They come down the stretch. Tejano Twist is rolling down the center of the track. track under Francisco Arrieta, just breezing by his company and drawing away for an easy win in the Whitmore Stakes. Tough Catch second, Gold Sweep third, Wendelson fourth.
Well, if you ever drew up a roadmap, excuse me, I had the wrong microphone, guys. If you ever drew up a roadmap and how a race was supposed to play out, it certainly played out that way. Tejano Twist got the pace we anticipated, and he came with the last run. We've seen that tactic work time and again today.
In impressive fashion, he rolled them down in the lane. He drew off. That was seemed easy for him at that point. He ran really, really well. Probably the best run I've seen him in years. That was a fantastic performance, Meg.
Well, I would agree. They stopped the clock in 1:08.4. Tough Catch, very game to be second, but no doubt about the winner, Tejano Twist. He is just such a cool horse and very reminiscent of this race's namesake, I should say. Son of Practical Joke at 7. He has not lost a step. His 12th career victory here in the Whitmore, and nice to see a horse finish the way he did.
Especially, you know, as you mentioned it, the storyline, Whitmore growing and maturing in age, that's just what this horse has done, and congratulations to these connections for keeping this horse happy and in his best form at this level of his career.
Tejano Twist, like fine wine, just getting better with age, guys.
Not quite to the level of the horse this one is named after, but a fan favorite. He's been there for quite some time in Hot Springs. 12th career win, and does this one easily.
And I mean, he got a decent pace, but he destroyed these horses, Ray. He was much the best.
Yeah, tremendous acceleration down the lane. He looked like a throwback to 2023. I bet he got close to that similar buyer of 101 that day.
But, you know, more importantly, I'm looking at Thursday's card. Ray, you have a first-time starter in Covert Affair. Can you give our winner anything positive to say to our fans at home?
Well, I got
Earn
that
your
one.
pay here.
I got that one instead of
the one in the last race.
coin.
So you know what that's going to be. Sorry.
Very quick final time here. Mig mentioned it, 108.93. You break 109 here at Oaklawn, you're moving, and he was wrapped up late doing it. Tejano Twist, now a two-time winner of this Whitmore in Hot Springs.
And a Dare Manor will take the Clementel Hirsch.
Archangelo, the Belmont winner in charge. The Grade 1 Whitney to Arthur's Ride.
Olympiad gets the gold.
Tap it twice! Tap it twice!
It is Timberlake who's going to win.
She's so speedy in that sprint.
Sierra Leone in the Breeders' Cup Classic.
You bet with Naira Bets. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime. Download the Naira Bets app to play today and get a $200 deposit bonus. Watch live horse racing. Get expert picks. Boost your bankroll with weekly promotions and hone your handicapping skills with exclusive tips and tutorials. Download the Naira Bets app now. Sign up now to claim your $200 deposit match bonus. You bet with Naira Bets.
Some horses are remembered, other horses are passed down like an heirloom. He's the kind of horse that lives in stories, each better than the one before, hardened like a diamond, and equally brilliant. He ran 3 straight years at the highest level, and he himself was elite.
Putting on a show in the Preakness. Who's it going to be? It's going to be National Treasure.
National Treasure would not be denied. National Treasure wins the Pegasus World Cup. In the blink of an eye has opened up a 5-length advantage. It's a 1-horse race. National Treasure.
There's a brilliance in the way he moved and a tenacity in how he finished. By quality road with a wealth of family, and he raced like he knew it. National Treasure, the key to quality.
Back on America's Day at the Races and a little trip through the casino, down the elevator, onto the racetrack out at Oaklawn. They have it all at this spot in Hot Springs. If you've not been there, a must visit.
I think I just saw Richie.
That was Richie.
Yeah, I think I saw
Was he
him.
winning?
No, his bucket of quarters looked pretty low. Sorry, Rich. Didn't mean to blow your cover.
Tejano Twist, now a two-time winner of the Whitmore. Francisco Arrieta for Chris Hartman. JD Thoroughbreds. Winner Circle lead and brought to you by Fasig Tipton Digital, North America's #1 digital platform for thoroughbreds. Learn more about our auction schedule, digital.fasigtipton.com. Let's get digital. He didn't just win this race. I mean, he was wrapped up late. He won easily going by this group, Ray.
Yeah, absolutely crushed him. There was never a doubt. Even he was a winner before he got there.
Yeah, I thought my 6 horse was moving here, and then I saw the winner getting to him, and I said, yeah, he's not out finishing him.
Yeah, he switched out. He looked like a winner the entire way down the lane. You could just see he was coming for him.
Nice horse.
Yeah, he is.
Closers really do capture people's attention, especially in dirt racing where
Whitmore, right?
Yeah, I mean they're just
style.
I mean, early speed is rewarded in dirt racing, so you're more likely to see forward horses as the good horses, and that's one of the reasons. I mean, a horse like Zenyatta, it's exciting. It's
Exactly.
thrilling.
Yes.
When your horse comes from way back, it's always more exciting.
Absolutely.
It just is.
Yeah, it is.
Put away last spring and summer. We need to see him at Saratoga.
He's never been there, right?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think Chris.
You could invite
Chris
him.
doesn't
really
up there
go there.
too much.
You got
no.
room in the backyard, Greg.
$6 for the win. Tough catch, gold sweep. Complete the trifecta gold sweep at 18-1. Let's go to Megan.
Well, what a victory for Team Hartman with Tejano Twist in this year's Whitmore. Here with Jackie Slauson of JD Thoroughbreds, who co-owns Tejano. What has this horse meant to your family through the years, being able to campaign him at the level that he really has held up to?
You know, he's just such an awesome horse, and I get emotional because it's such a blessing. He gives his all every single time, and he's just such a cool horse. He's got such a great demeanor, and he's one in a lifetime for us.
It's incredible to hear the emotion behind this horse, what he means to you guys. But what really initially got you involved in thoroughbred ownership, and what was your goal in that, I should say?
Yeah, so I grew up in horse racing my whole life. Upon graduating, I got presented with one horse, and I just kind of snowballed into more after that. And me and my dad, we've kind of really brings us together a lot. So that's just kind of where I've been.
This is an incredible victory. Congratulations to you and your family.
Thank you so much.
And Greg.
It's been a treat to watch this horse. 4th time he's run in this race to win, second by a nose a couple of years ago. Ray, just to keep a horse like this together for this long at this high of a level, how difficult is that?
It's very difficult. It's one of the hardest things to campaign a horse, and year after year to come back and continually perform at a high level, a pretty high level for him. I mean, this is a pretty good race and a good racehorse.
I like that interview. I thought that was really nice.
Touching.
That
It
was
really
very
was.
special. Yeah.
And I mean, very special for this ownership group.
Yeah.
I mean, we've watched this horse for several years now, going back to 2022.
And there were so many times we sort of felt bad for him because he didn't get that much pace, or he wasn't quite able to get up coming from well back. And it just seems like right now, Ray's in as good form as he's ever been.
Yeah, I know they need to find another race for him in 2 weeks. He's hot right now.
He didn't even need Flavian. He was able to win without Pratt. No horses never win Pratt off.
And I realize, look, the horse this race is named after, he's one of the most popular horses we've seen there in a long time. This horse has a big fan base in Hot Springs, though, too.
He should.
So a popular win today.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree. It was a cool
yeah,
race.
2-time winner of the race, so yeah.
12th career win. 7-year-old Tejano Twist. Derby Trail picks back up. Virginia Derby, $500,000 purse. More importantly, 50 points to the winner to get into the starting gate that first Saturday in May. You may have heard what happened here.
Yeah, I picked the horse at 6-1 and forgot to bet him.
This is my
Riley Mott.
Happy for Riley.
Yeah,
The
Riley
only
did great.
graded stakes winner in the field. His comeback race as a 3-year-old was a bit of a dud. He shows up today.
Yeah, you know, even Riley said after the race, I think, I really don't know why he ran so badly. Well, you know what? He had run too well before to just give up on him. A very good trip, obviously, and good ride coming up the rail.
Wow.
But boy, he smashed
He
the field.
exploded down the lane.
The maiden grittiness was second here, and the good news for Bob Baffert is he doesn't have to run butane long anymore.
So the 50-point prep winners, there they are, Paladin.
So
top of that list right now on the Derby points leaderboard.
And Riley has a horse in the Derby. I love that. It's a good story, right?
Yes, it
He's
is.
got a couple good horses. He has that good turf horse, too.
And he's going to be going against Dad probably with Chief Wallaby.
World beater. Yeah, the horse who won the Saratoga Derby last year.
Yeah.
You have the brother. You always get the slow ones, right?
Oh, he's good. I was in the Cup with him.
Oh, that horse.
Here's
Yeah,
Johnny.
he's okay. I like Here's Johnny. He's okay.
The Puma won the Tampa Bay Derby last week. Class President, the Rebel. We saw Iron Honor here near Commandment, obviously. That 101 buyer winning for Brad Cox. That list of 50-point prep winners, who stands out to you?
I think the first two in the Fountain of Youth. I mean, right now, I believe that's the best race we've seen, but it's right now.
Yeah.
We've got a whole host of big races coming up. There's just no reason to say, this is my Derby horse, because why? Why tie yourself to a horse?
I agree. I like Paladin, but I think it's still very wide open, but there's a lot of very talented 3-year-old horses out there.
And Chief, you always have to tell me. Wallaby, you always do this. I thought he may have run the best race here. He was wide. The other came up the rail. And you know, Commandment had more experience. Chief Wallaby making his second start. But the problem for Chief Wallaby is he's going to be making his fourth start if he gets the Derby. And, you know, for every time somebody says you Justified did it, you feel like you could spend an hour reading the list of horses that didn't do it, including Curlin. And with all due respect to Justify, Curlin was better.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's very
Even
tough.
at that point in his career, he was probably faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, for Commandment, who won the Fountain of Youth, it was in that fourth start where he took that big jump forward. And now, like, you're going to get another race of seasoning and then the Derby. So seasoning usually can't help. Virginia Oaks on the road to the Kentucky Oaks, a couple of races earlier on the card, or one race earlier, I should say. And Dazzling Dame, so impressive here in New York, getting passed right here by Bottle of Rouge, Bob Baffert, Flavian Pratt.
Yeah, I really thought the Dazzling Dame was going to put on a show here, but the Baffert horse from Sunland was too tough as the favorite with the Magic Man Pratt.
I don't know if Dazzling Dame really even ran that bad. Just Bottle of Rouge was ultra impressive. I mean, that was a powerhouse performance.
Be careful with these races at Colonial, especially if you're not looking at figs and you're just looking at times, because I think a lot of people remember they ran some very fast times last year as well.
The whole day today was all wicked fast. Everything was scorching.
I appreciate you being loyal to us and staying here and not going to Colonial. I just want you to know.
Oh, yeah.
I know you were thinking of going, Ray.
Yeah.
You love a winter trip down there.
And Riley Mott, and it looks like very good chance going to be there with Dad in the Kentucky Derby. That would be a cool story.
I like that.
Showing up today at Colonial Downs. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back. We're going to hear from Mig on this, someone he rode for extensively in his career, John Kimmel. Last few starts as a trainer coming up. We'll have that when we come back.
Dixie Flag heads for home with Katinka coming after her. Angel's Tearlet on the far outside is running in third. Down toward the inside, Foil is weakening late in the final furlong. Dixie Flag trying to hang in there. Katinka coming with a determined run. Farther back, Angel's Tearlet and Crabgrass. It's Dixie Flag and Katinka. Katinka, Dixie Flag. Here's the line. Heads up and down on the wire.
Katinka in the 1998 Gallant Bloom, one of many graded stakes wins for John Kimmel, who first won a race back in 1984, over 1,440 wins in his career. Sent out his final trainees earlier this month and will be moving to be a bloodstock advisor, a man who was on board for many of the big ones. For John Kimmel, the MIG. Sad to see him go, but you two had some great moments together.
Just such a great horseman, a great friend, somebody that I had such a good time working with, and his whole crew. I mean, you think about the assistants that he had, Vinny DiPaolo, Dave Duggan, Loretta Lustig, his main assistant for many, many years. And it became a team. I was a part of a team. I couldn't wait to get there in the morning, work horses for John, rode a lot of winners for his dad, Caesar, even before John started training, when Jimmy Toner was training for Caesar. But, you know, when you have a relationship with a trainer that you can really communicate, you know, and every good relationship is based on communication, trust, and respect. And we had all those, you know, the three things combined. We were not only good friends, but we were really a good team. I'd go to Fair Hill and get on the babies for him. And guys, ironically enough, he was in barn 46 at Belmont. That was Steve DeMauro's barn when I was a kid coming up. 14 years old, I moved into a room at that barn under contract. So for me to go back to that barn every day, I was his first call rider, to be there every day working in the trenches with everybody. It was like a full circle thing for me. It was a homecoming. John, great horseman. He's going to do great as a bloodstock agent because he has a great eye for horses. And he's a veterinarian, so he has that veterinarian background behind him to look at horses and be able to see potential problems. John will be successful at whatever he chooses to do. He will be missed in the training ranks, and had a 3-year run with him, 4-year run with him, where we just were doing everything right. The Champion, Hidden Lake, Miss Golden Circle, so many good horses over the years, and wish John a happy retirement from training, but also the best of luck in his new endeavor.
Yeah, Hidden Lake, 3 grade 1s, 1997 season champion, older dirt female. Tied for the lead training standings at Saratoga back in 97, and in 1999 led the NYRA circuit in wins.
Paid $50 with premium tap when he won the Woodward, beating Sun King, a happy day, and Bar Gold, good Katinka, very good horses, you know. And
you had Bar Gold at 66 to 1, right?
I was third with the horse Camp of Dead Rail at a big price, so thanks for bringing that up, Greg. Also, you know, Hidden Lake, who not mentioned in there, and the other thing is, you know, about him, he's also been buying horses for Flanagan Racing, and he had been training for them and buying. He stopped training and started buying, and he bought a horse named Chancellor McPatrick for him. So he's been doing a little of that as well. And the other thing, and I was talking with you about this off camera, the Hopeful and the Champagne, is that in the 90s, John was an incredible trainer, buying cheaper horses, 40, 50,000, the sales, and winning maiden races, selling them. And he was the original trainer of Thunder Gulch, which a lot of people don't really remember. John was a great, great trainer. I just wonder, as the days wore on, how much time he really wanted to be training. And, you know, he's had a lot of success in life. But I think of John, of how successful he was at one time. He didn't forget how to train.
Well, that's part of it, too. He even said he wanted to spend some time with his grandchildren.
He should have some fun in his life, isn't he?
Absolutely.
You know, and the guy, but there was a time that some people may not remember when John Kimmel just won all the time.
Yeah, he was great. I remember very early on, my first Florida Derby that I went to was Friends Lake. And actually, Mig rode him that day, and he won his first Florida Derby that I went to. So
read the footnotes.
He
Heavy
did.
favorite
That's
off
right.
that huge figure against
Rick Violet.
2nd of June. Was that the horse that he was running against for that Billy Caesar?
Billy Caesar's horse.
Right,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The good old days.
Moving to, full-time bloodstock advisor, John Kimmel. We're going to take a time out. We'll be back with the nightcap from Oaklawn. Right after this, 10 minutes to post. Going to close it out with a maiden special weight sprint next.
Get ready for the biggest races from the Sunshine State. Join NYRA Vets handicapper Matthew DeSantis and NYRA analyst Acacia Clement for Snowbirds. Picks and valuable insight for upcoming warm weather stakes races. That and more on the NYRA Vets YouTube channel.
The day is here when legends are made and anything is possible. The 2026 Arkansas Derby, where the prize is $1.5 million and a shot at glory at the Kentucky Derby.
Here's Sandman threatening to run a big one. And Sandman, he's run his A race and he gets a confidence booster heading to Kentucky.
Come witness history. Plan your stay today at Oaklawn Hot Springs and come join the fun.
New York breds. Race them.
Respect them.
Bet them.
Respect them.
Breed them.
Respect them.
650,
Buy them.
Respect them.
75, now 700.
Train them for a second career.
Respect them.
Join us in respecting thoroughbreds at every stage of life. Learn more at nybreds.com.
Racetrack Television Network brings you every race, from every track, on every screen, every day. With monthly packages starting as low as $5, RTN gives you great value and access to more live HD streaming and race replays than anyone. Visit RTN.tv today to sign up and watch on almost any device, including Roku and Amazon Fire. RTN has packages that start at $5 per month.
Back with you on our Saturday coverage for the finale at Oaklawn. 6 furlong sprint, maiden special weight, all trying to get that first win of the career on the resume, and the board reflects probably the best betting race of the day coming up.
Well, there's a half taking some money right now to one of the greatest 2-year-olds of all time.
We'll get to that one in a moment. Bet the Gray, major player, 4-1.
Okay,
Favorite
you
right
got
now.
that? Bet the Gray. Well, those coming off a couple of seconds. I preferred others, though.
I thought this one interesting, too. Speed and Fade in the debut.
Yeah, Charlton was purchased for $220,000 out of the Timonium sale
was
last year.
Bet first time, too.
Got hammered.
Mia Amiga, 12-1.
Not a lot of pedigree to speak of a firster that's taking no money for a barn. Brad Cox, who doesn't win a lot at Oaklawn.
And there's the 3.
That's
Leafology for Brad Cox, first-time starter.
That's what I was just saying. Brad just doesn't set his best there. 5 for 48, first-time starters at Oaklawn.
And We Kid, pedigree with the 5. But, yeah, Tom Amos had said during her 2-year-old campaign that she might be better than Serengeti Empress. Who's your filly as a half to this one?
She wasn't.
Bella, she's pretty good, though.
Yeah, this horse has pedigree. It's a Munnings. This horse could be okay.
Here's Authentic Kitten.
Yeah, $220,000 Authentic Keeneland purchase is a half to a Oaklawn Stakes winner.
Speaking of Tom Amoss, Macy's Mischief.
I'm betting this horse at 8-1. Debuted going too long. Tom made the wrong decision. Now in the right spot.
Empath faced River Wind, who was the odds-on favorite in the Purple Martin.
Yeah, modest pedigree with some modest finishes.
Mighty Nora, Dallas Stewart. Then we have a first-time starter outside. We're going to head back to FS2 right now. Welcome to those rejoining us on Fox Sports 2. This is America's Day at the Races, and you're joining us in time for the nightcap here in Hot Springs from Oaklawn. It was Tejano Twist in the feature in the Grade 3 Whitmore. 7-year-old winning that race for the second time in his career. Greg Wolf, Andy Serling, trainer Ray Handel. It was fun to see Tejano Twist, who won it very impressively in that race.
He did. Back-to-back wins for the deep closer.
Yeah, and his second time winning the Whitmore is pretty impressive.
For Chris Hartman, Francisco Arrieta. Meanwhile, this finale coming up, and what, 4-1 is your favorite? It's switched now. It's maiden special weight, 6 furlong sprint, and Mighty Nora, Dallas Stewart, the favorite at 4-1.
I thought it was a wide open race. I'm going to bet the 7, Macy's Mischief, a second-time starter for Tom Amoss, cutting back in distance. I was looking back, turning back maidens. Tom Amoss has decent numbers, though not in second-time starters. But I'm going to take this one going shorter today.
I was interested in Brad Cox's horse, but I had in my notes to check the board. So the fact that this horse is 7-1 has got to make you feel
very
shaky.
Cold on the board.
Brad does not send his best horses to Oaklawn in these maiden races. The numbers say he does not.
Let's head to Hot Springs, check in with Richie Migliori and Megan Burgess.
Well, this is a very contentious, wide-open race, but you had a little bit of a stat on Brad Cox with the 3 Leafology.
Yeah, the past 5 years here at Oaklawn Park, the past 3 years, which is where he's kind of, I would say, maybe sending not his A string. He's just 9%. He's 3 for 34 with those firsters, so that's why I'm a little leery of this individual in here.
You are a little interested, though, in the 2 Fraud Alert who flashed good speed on debut.
She did. She's teeny tiny, and she's, though, Randy Morris is pretty good numbers there with those second-time starters. He's 17% with those second-timers here at Oaklawn Park. She dueled on the front end of a pace that was fairly up-tempo for her first start and then just faded. But I liked her. She's, to me, has the speed. But at the same time, Mig, horses have been closing all day long. So I liked the visual of her. She's a teeny tiny sort. I give others physical notes probably on her, but I liked her at a price, and I like the way she's putting herself together.
And then the first-time starter, the 5 Belle Ella. Now, Andy jokes about who's your filly, but listen, obviously she wasn't good as Serengeti Empress, but she did earn over $1 million. And this filly is also a half to American Promise, last year's Virginia Derby winner.
Tons of pedigree. This horse looked fantastic. She's kind of bubbling underneath the surface as far as her energy level. It was a chaotic paddock. They've got the Arkansas basketball game on. It's very loud in there for a lot of these first-time maiden fillies. So credit to them for keeping it together. But she looked great. I watched her last work on, that was, I believe, a trio, and she really did work well. And to me, Donnie Von Himmel is not a trainer. He's 0 for 21 with first-time starters, his last 21 first-time starters. That's not typically one to key him all the way up on debut, but she's got the pedigree and she looks the part.
And taking some money in a big field, 6-1, with a pedigree that suggests that, the family has been good. I like the 9, Mighty Nora. This was a filly that ran well in her first 2 starts, then had a fall. That was the day Keith Asmussen was injured. Came back with a really nice effort, I thought, but that day she wasn't really fully running until she got in the clear. And sometimes a young horse has a fall, and they're a little tentative in behind horses because they have a bad memory of what took place. She's drawn more towards the outside. She had a better experience and nothing catastrophic happened, right? So maybe she'll have a little more confidence. And I just thought she made a lot of sense, particularly with the way the racetrack's been playing. I think she gets a outside closing run.
Absolutely, Megan. She's also, as you said it, these horses take time. They're just like humans coming back from an injury, mentally putting things back together. And for her to still take a step forward coming off of that, I thought was an admirable effort last time out. But the number 10, Lake Louise, for Mark Casse, is honestly pretty cold up there on the tote board at 6-1. A big, rangy daughter of Curlin out of a Bernardini mare who's got some black type underneath there. Not a whole lot of pedigree, though. And as far as Curlin's just $225,000 stud fee, they didn't make as much as perhaps a higher level Curlin might at auction, but she is wearing a Houghton bit on debut, breaking from the outside. She is a difficult customer. She was very sharp. The distance is going to be her friend. She needs a start. She's won that. Maybe once those longer races are written, that's going to be her forte. This is a starting point for this daughter of Curlin.
Yeah, and for people at home that don't know what a Houghton bit is, it's a particular type of bit that has a bar that comes around, so it works on the pressure points of a horse's jaw. I always said it was like having power steering and power brakes, because the bit is your brakes and your steering. So I think that's kind of an interesting thing that she starts with that bit. I'm on the 9, Mighty Nora. You landed on?
I'm going to take the 2, and I'm going to use the 5 under there as well.
All right, well, they're loading up. Nice-looking field of maiden fillies here, guys. Let's see how it pans out in race 11. Matt Dinnerman with the call.
Mi Amiga coming up. Mighty Nora coming up, 2 back, Bella Ella into the outside. Lake Louise. They've opened the front of the gate. Well, actually, Mighty Nora was the one who opened the front of her gate in post position number 9. They're going to close it back up. And to the outside, Lake Louise rounds out the group. They've closed the gate for Mighty Nora post 9. Here is Lake Louise. We'll see you tomorrow. 9 races, first post, 12:30. For now, enjoy the nightcap. We're ready to go. And they're off. Awkward break from Macy's Mischief. Leafology sent for speed. Here comes Authentic Kitten, wedging herself between horses to grab a short edge on the front end. Empath taking second. Leafology is in the 3rd position. Then comes Bet the Gray in a little bit of a tight spot. Has to steady there off of heels as they head down the back stretch. Fraud Alert is making her way level 3rd with Mighty Nora to the outside. We come back in the group to Authentic Kitten. A big space back to Bella Ella. Macy's Mischief as they go into the far turn. Authentic Kitten is the leader by a length here. Empath is 3 parts of a length behind in chase mode. 2 back to Mighty Nora, sent along from the 3rd position. Lake Louise trying to come on now 4th. 4 wide approaching the quarter pole. Fraud Alert pumped upon 3 from the lead. 3 lengths clear of Mi Amiga as they come off the turn here. Authentic Kitten off the turn. Empath alongside. A 3 deep Mighty Nora. Lake Louise is next. Empath with about a furlong to go. Still clear. Mighty Nora right behind chasing. Fraud Alert's done. Mi Amiga trying to come on the scene late, ducking to the inside. Empath with the lead. Her stablemate Lake Louise trying to pick her up, but Empath is clear at 17-1. Empath, Amir Mendoza in a big surprise to end the day. Lake Louise was 2nd, Mighty Nora 3rd, Mi Amiga 4th, and then Bella Ella, who gallops out big, but was 5th best.
Well, it was all Mark Casse all the time here in the 11th as Empath gets it done and holds off a late rally from Lake Louise, who you pointed out you thought will be better with more distance. She ran like it.
She ran like it, but Empath did look absolutely fantastic in the paddock. She put weight on since her last start. I was a little hesitant just because they opted to put Francisco on the other horse. Amir Mendoza, though, has been riding absolutely incredible and got the victory here.
At the victory of Mark Casse, exactly. Mark has cooled off considerably, only winning at 32% now at the meet. I couldn't keep that torrid pace that he had going on early in the beginning of this meeting, but Mark having a great meet here at Oaklawn. And that'll do it for Megan and I here at Oaklawn as we're going to head back to New York and the guys on the desk.
Empath with the win. Mark Casse, yeah, close if they still coming into today. I mean, he was superhuman for the first half of this meet. Yeah, mere 32%. Pretty incredible.
Tough to keep that up.
That's an exactly that I couldn't have had.
Yes.
That was a neat moment to see Tejano Twist, not just win the race, but perform as good as he did in the Whitmore.
Very cool horse. Fun
really
day.
cool for good connections.
Nice having you here.
Yeah, thank you.
That
Happy
was
to be
fun.
Here. Yeah, thanks.
Igniter, your thoughts on the winner of the Jimmy Wingfield?
It's okay. We'll see what the figs are. We get home tonight.
Mm-hmm. And it was Goodall, who you liked, I know, in the Purple Martin.
Yeah, absolutely. A Goodall ran monster race. It was impressive.
Team Asmussen, yeah. Steve's son, Eric, aboard for that victory. We're back tomorrow, 3 Eastern start time. Check your local listings on Fox Sports. Thanks for spending part of your weekend with us. As mentioned, Goodall, Eric Asmussen. Looking over to Dad there, maybe, for the win. In the Purple Martin and the Whitmore, now 2-time winner. Tejano Twist, 4th year in a row running in this race. Won it back in 2023. Now again in 2026. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 Eastern.